All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahat, Rakah, Kodash. I would like to give double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone that do rule well. Peace and salutations to the Lord's elect, the hopeful elect and one-third, pushing this 100% truth across the four winds so we can sit there like and make it to the kingdom. All right, I want to do a real quick lesson all through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. And as the title reads, let's talk about Rev 13 and 16. Okay, now this is pursuing to the book of Revelations, chapter 13, verse 16, which, we should all be aware of it, all right, or have an idea of it. But the reason I'm doing this lesson is because, as the days, Shalom, as the days grow closer towards the end, there should be more things that we are fixated on. Okay, there should be more prophecies that we're, more alluding to. There's nothing wrong with going through the prophetic curse of Deuteronomy 28:68. Just give me a second. Now, there's nothing wrong with talking about prophecies like that, but as we move forward, okay, that prophecy has been fulfilled. So we can go into Deuteronomy 28. We can go into, Revelations 1 and 14, the description of Yahushai. We can speak about us being Israelites, but within that, there needs to be a higher vibration, all right, amongst these other camps, speaking about other prophecies we're waiting on. Okay, the third woe. All right. Also, Rev 13. Okay, these are things that need to be addressed. Now, let's share my screen and let's get 1 Corinthians 14. All right, and the inspiration of this lesson, it's funny. We usually don't brush shoulders with, not too many camps. We really don't brush shoulders or even speak. But within this month, I've happened to speak to two different, fellow Israelites, but that don't believe that Revelations 13 and 16 is speaking about what we believe Revelations 13 and 16 is speaking about. And what I want to do is I just want to go into it, and I've noticed a rhythmic pattern that certain Jakes, certain brothers per se use. All right, outside of GMS when it comes to Revelations 13 and 16, and and I use patience. I'm just it's Israelite speaking, but at the end of the day, you got to stand somewhere with prophecy. And I'm going to use the blue letter. I'm going to use the Bible. All right, and we're going to prove through the Spirit that Revelations 13 is speaking about exactly what we know it to be. And if you haven't found a ground to stand on, like that's one thing I noticed. Once you go into this mark and actually dive into it, I noticed they'll go, well, I'm not saying it isn't the chip, but, and it's like there shouldn't be a but, because what this is showing you is you have a lot of teachers that are teaching you but have not eaten the whole roll and are not fully certain with what these prophecies are. You can't warn somebody if you don't know fully what you're warning them about. This is 1 Corinthians 14 and 1. Follow after charity, desire spiritual gifts, but rather that ye may prophesy. Okay, we are here ultimately at the end of the day to prophesy. Okay, that is what we're here to do. And now 9 times out of 10, the majority of the time we prophesize is for the believers. But there's other times where prophecy is going to come out to prove to the non-believers what we know as prophecy as being the believers. This is 1 Corinthians 14 and 22. Wherefore tongues are for a sign, not to them that believe, but to them that believe not. But prophesying serveth not for them that believe not, but for them which believe. So when we go into these prophecies, ultimately, it's for the believers. but dealing with a non-believer can bring edification for further lessons on the believers of these prophecies. And that's exactly what happened. You know, anytime that I speak to someone that doesn't believe what we believe, we break bread or whatever, and that's it. That's the discussion. There's no argument. There's no you're gonna this or you're gonna hey, okay, well that's what you believe, but you know what I do through the Spirit? I go home and I go back in the blue letter. I go back in the scriptures, and through the Spirit, I always find something that edifies me more on what we believe in based on what they claim to believe in. Now, let me give you an example. I'm not going to mention the camp, but me and a brother were driving down the street, and we ran into this Israelite. And how did I know he was an Israelite? Because he was standing on the corner and he had these big fringes on, and I was able to spot him a mile away. So I went up to him and I spoke to him. And let's go right into it. So when you go into, there's certain camps that believe that when it's talking about the image, it's actually talking about Cesare Borgia. Well, that is incorrect. Okay, that is incorrect. And I'm going to show you right here why that's incorrect. And I will say this: my next, the next thing I want to talk about is the word mark, and I want to say this as well. You know, when you go into that word mark, a lot of times what they always do is they go to another scripture that has the word mark, but the translation has two different meanings. So if you want to use the word mark, then we need to use that word mark for what it means in that translation and not as a broad blanket in general. And that's one thing I noticed as a cop out that these camps will do is when you talk about the mark, they will go to a 50 precepts down the line when that word mark has nothing to do with the word mark in Revelations 13. And I pray that this lesson doesn't get taken down because this is just for edification. Let's talk about Revelations 13. You have a lot of Jakes that go into Revelations 13 and 10, but why don't you talk about 6 more verses down with Revelations 13 and 16? Okay? Because Revelations 13 and 16 is going to take place before Revelations 13 and 10. That's one thing you're going to notice with a lot of these camps is they kind of give you the same 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay? They give you the white man's going into slavery, the color of Christ. Like, it's like, but there's more than that. And we are in the times of, hey, man, if you're out there teaching, then you better be prepared to explain the whole role because Yahweh Shem Shai is not going to allow men to continue to go out and teach his sheep if they're not warning them. We are here to warn you. Revelations 13 and 16 is a great future event that we are warning you now. And we have the spirit to constantly want to talk about it. Okay? But for edification, let's first go into Revelations 13 and 15. Okay, it says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. Now you have certain camps that teach the image is Cesare Borgia. No, it is not. Okay, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Now, they say the image is Cesare Borgia. Can any brother name a time where we were given a death penalty for not accepting Cesare Borgia? Now, someone could say, well, the early settlers in South America, if you didn't accept Christianity, yes, that is true. But is that what this is speaking about? No, because we don't have to accept Cesare Borgia now. So this is a continuing scripture right here. This isn't a timeline. This is happening to this day. Okay? Because look, when you go into the Revelations and you go into the word image, watch. You click the word image. Now watch what will show up. If you have understanding, the understanding of the image is speaking about the first beast, the Roman system. Okay? Because watch, when you go down, it does say, look, an image, a figure, likeness but like what? All right, because let's make, okay, I got my etymology right there. Now it does say the image of the Son of God, into which true Christians are transformed, its likeness, not only to the heavenly body, but also to the most holy and blessed state of mind, which Christ possesses the image of one. So one could say, well, it does say an image of the Son of God, right? But let's go to the etymology, because that's still not substantiating their claim. Now, when you go to the etymology, like on my phone, okay, it goes into to be like. Now, on my phone, it actually goes into the first beast. So let's see what this one says. Let's see, to yield. Okay, so we don't want that one, but actually on my phone, it goes into the first beast. Now, I do wonder why the blue letter doesn't coincide with mine. All right, but it's going in to be like, to copy. Um, let's see. Let's see. Okay. Now, if I pull this up on my phone, which I don't even believe I can show you because I'm matter of fact, if I take my if I share my camera, I might actually do that just to prove it to you. Okay. When I go on my phone in the blue letter, right? See, this is show you you have to you have to do your due diligence. So let's go to Revelations real quick, 13 and 15. And I'm going to show you how on my phone it says first beast. Okay. Just bear with me. This lesson is just coming off the fly. I don't have nothing written down. Okay. I don't have nothing written down. Bear with me for a second. Resemblance statue. All right. To be like. All right. Okay. Let me pull back. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I think there's two words for image. Okay, there's econ. Okay, hold on. All right, let's see. Let's pull this one out. Bear with me, brothers. Okay, image. Okay, so this one is going into be like. Now I should have wrote it down, but in my studies, when I had the interaction with the Jake, I was going into the blue letter. Like, all right, well, let me look. Let me look and see. And when I went into it, it's crazy. They might have changed it, which this has happened before. But when you go into this, um, it actually goes into the first beast. And now I'm actually not finding it. That's heavy. All right. So when I used to go into this, when you go to Revelations 13 and 15, see, this is why you got to have also faith in the doctrine. Okay. And this is also why you can't always just rely on the blue letter. All right. But the blue letter does change. But to our understanding, which it has shown before, it says to be like, and what it's being like is the first beast. And when I originally went into this blue letter breakdown, the first beast actually came up, and now the first beast is not coming up. Isn't that funny? So I'm just going through real quick. I want to see maybe I clicked on a different word in this verse, but we have no reason to lie. Everything is right on the forefront. And now when I go into this word, it doesn't have the first beast, which I should have screenshotted it, but that's okay. Okay, it's no biggie. I'm still looking. I just want to make sure. Let's see. Both speak and cause as many would worship the image of the beast. Okay, let's see. What's this say? Okay. So I just wanted to see. All right. So when you go into this, when it originally had it, which there's times before it's changed, but this the breakdown for this in the blue letter actually said first beast. So that's the reason why I went into it. It's not showing it now. That's no big deal. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go past this because the image, what it's being like, it is portraying itself just like the Roman system. And I'll prove it to you with a precept, and I'll probably go and look again just to see. But if it doesn't pop up, that's okay. So now let's just move on. This is Revelation 17. I'm just going to go to the precept to show you that right here, Revelations 17 and 10, it says, and there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other is not. The 1 is the Roman Empire, and the 1 is not is talking about America. And it says, and when he cometh, he must continue a short space. And the beast that was the Roman Empire and is not, the first beast, even he is the 8th and is of the 7th and goeth into perdition, speaking about ultimately America. So when you go into Revelations 13 and 15, it is not talking about Cesare Borgia, because we are not being put to death for not worshiping Cesare Borgia, but we are being put to death for not following the guidelines of Babylon. And if you will, it's the first beast, the system, the taxation. You could even call it what you know as the Matrix, okay? The standard norm of Babylon. You get pulled over. If you don't stop and do what they say, what happens? They'll kill you. Okay, you can literally be put to death for not obeying the powers that be. So when you go into Revelations 13 and 15, okay, the breakdown for the image is not speaking about an image of who you know as Jesus. It's speaking about the likeness of the first beast, which is Rome, which I do want to look further into it. But like I said, when I first went into it, it popped up immediately. So now let's go into these other blue letters before they change those as well. So now let's go down real quick. Let's talk about Revelation 13 and 16. And it says, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. Let's go into the translations, okay? Let's go into translations, okay? NLT, he required everyone, all right? Small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to be given a mark. So you have to understand, a lot of these guys, what they try to do is they try to say that the mark, the image, and the beast is all one thing. They're all their own entity per se, meaning the beast is something, the image is something, and the mark is something. Okay, you cannot say that the image and the mark are the same thing, because there's one point where the image was created and there's another where a mark is created. This mark that is being created or has been created has not been required yet. What have you been required to do? All right. Watch. Now let's go down. What have you been required to do that now, if you don't have this mark, you can't what? That no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. The key thing is, when you're breaking down Revelations 13 and 17, why is it saying buying or selling? And if you're saying, well, that's talking about everything, then that means if we have money and we're buying and we're selling, then that means we have the mark, and you cannot repent from this mark. Okay? Now, when you go into this word mark, all right, let's go into it. Let's go, what do I want? Here we go. Now, when you go into this word mark, let's go into it. And we're also going to go to Revelations 3. Okay? When you go into this word mark, a stamp, imprinted mark. So they're telling you there's something that's going to be imprinted. Okay? There's something that's going to be carved into you. Okay? Something going to be carved into you, a graven work. You see, a scratch, a etching, a badge of servitude. Now, do you know that there is a law of that you have a badge of servitude, which is called an awl? I believe it's Deuteronomy 17. Let's check this real quick. See, we're coming to a time, man, that a lot of Jakes are fanning their hand at Revelations 13 and 16 until that time comes, man. I think it's 17 and 15. Let's see. Let's just put this in. All right, let's put this in. We have a law that you have a servitude for life. So does not Esau take, it's 15. Does not Esau take our laws and turn them wickedly? Okay. Esau takes our laws and turns them into wicked laws. Deuteronomy 15:17. Then thou shalt take an awl and thrust it through his ear, pierce it through his body unto the door, and he shall be thy servant forever. So fast forward now, does Esau not have an electrical awe that he's going to pierce into people to make them a servant forever? And through this piercing, they're going to be able to buy and sell. And also unto thy maid servant thou shalt do likewise. Okay, so right here it's telling you, all right, right here it's telling you that we have a law, okay, that you would get your body pierced and you would be a servant forever. Are they not doing that now? Are they not doing through the idea of piercing? Okay, so let's go back. All right, let's go back. You see? So this is the imprinted mark. Now let's go further. All right, let's go further. Let's go to the etymology. And the only reason I'm using the blue letter is because they can go to the blue letter, but then they won't explain mark in the blue letter. Explain mark in Revelations 13 and 16. If you are a teacher, if you are here teaching a congregation, explain what the word mark means. Now look at this. A pale, a stake, a palisade. Let's find out what a palisade is. This is what John saw, okay? This is what John saw. He saw a palisade. Now let's see what that means, because back then, was a needle invented? No, okay? A needle wasn't invented. All right, now they make it a car. This isn't what we want. Let's do definition. You gotta search. All right, let's go. There we go. A palisade. You see? See? He's referring it to a sharp, a sharp, long stabbing object. What would that be today? A mini palisade would be a needle. Okay, it would be a needle. Bear with me for a second. I'm looking something up because I do want to see now if it pops up. I want to see in the blue letter because I found it funny. Just give me a second. I'm looking this up. See, this is why also too. I'm gonna start screenshotting the information I find. All right, just give me a minute. I'm looking up a precept, and I'm going to Revelations because I want to see if on a different blue letter the first beast comes up. All right, so let's go to search. And this lesson, all right, this lesson is just it's throwing the vibration out there. So if anybody that doesn't believe what we believe will go into it and prove it, because we're constantly going into and proving what we believe these prophecies to be. And that's what you have to do at the end of the day. You have to stand on your prophecies. So just give me a second. All right. I want to look this up, and I want to see why when I looked into this before, all right, why this came up. So let's go back. All right. So you see it right here. All right. Now I'm also going to go to, let's go to Revelations 3 and 10. What I'm doing is just going in the blue letter and showing you this. It's very simple. Okay. Just like if somebody says, well, the word mark has many different meanings. The word mark in Ezekiel 9 means the wa, exempt from judgment. The word mark in Romans, what is that? 9 and 16 or chapter 16, it means scorpeo. Mark them, keep your eye on them. And then the word mark in Revelation 13 means charagma, imprinted mark. So my question is, what is the imprinted mark? If you want to use the blue letter, okay, then you need to explain what the blue letter means for the word mark, and they never do. Revelations 3 and 10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell on the earth. And I said, what is the hour of temptation? And the response was, well, it's Jacob's trouble. Well, Jacob's trouble says there's no day like it. And guess what? And no day like it, all right, you've never had to be lined up and received an imprinted mark. So it's plain. And then you can look it up in real time. They are using RFI/NFC chips to buy and sell. So if you believe that it's not what we believe, then why is the vibration with other camps that they're just ignoring it? Why are you not speaking about it? Why are you not going into it? Why is it not being addressed? You see, you are going to have to answer for what you're standing on. So when you go into the word try for Revelations 3 and 10, When you go into the word try, right, it means to try whether a thing can be done. But then there's an etymology. So you click this etymology where it came from. And what are they going to try to be done? Clearly something through the idea of piercing. Then you mix it with today. What are they doing that they are piercing you with that you can also buy and sell with? RFID/NFC chip. That is our understanding. We have to stand somewhere, okay? You have to stand somewhere with this. Now, let me see real quick. I just wanna look something up real quick. Just give me a second. Just give me a second. All right. I'm back in the blue letter, and I just want to see. I want to see why when I once went into this, the word came up, but then the second time I go into it, it doesn't come up. And it literally said first beast. And we know the first beast is the Roman Empire, but I'm just curious now why it got updated to something different. So just bear with me. If I can't find it, it's fine. But when it goes into be like, we understand what that means. But hey, blessed is he that readeth. This is what we do, you know. Okay, so it's still going into to be like. So to be like what? To be like the first beast. So I might do a lesson again with further edification. I just wanted to bring this up. I really just wanted to push that vibration out. You know, everything that I brought. Let's read this real quick. All right. This is John 7:38. He that believeth on me, as the scriptures have said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. Right. That's what we're doing. We're going into these things. No one, this is the thing. Everybody who says that the mark of the beast isn't what we say, they don't go extensively into it. This is what we do. Okay, we extensively go into the blue letter. We extensively go into the commentary. And matter of fact, since I said that, let's go into real quick the commentary. Okay, go out of here. Matter of fact, real quick, and I'm gonna end it. I didn't even know we were already a half an hour in. Okay, so let's go to Revelation 13. Now there is something called a commentary, right? So when you go into the commentary of Rev 13, let's see what it says. Okay, commentaries, and then they say, well, that's what Esau say. Well, okay, we understand that. But a spiritual man judges all things. Doesn't it also say they shall make their tongues to fall upon themselves? So I notice there's a cop out, you know. There's a cop out with a lot of these. I'm telling you, a lot of these guys, they do not understand what they're involved in, and what they are teaching is not 100% correct. All right, so let me see. I haven't gone into this before. Let's see. Where did I go to get there is a, let's go to the first one. Okay, let's go to the first one and just bear with me. All right. So let's click on this. Let's see what we got here. All right. Chuck Smith. Let's see what Chuck Smith says. All right. Matter of fact, let's back real quick. I've gone into this before, but it's been a while. So now I'm going back into it. And why? This is all for edification. Okay. So let's go through. He breaks down every verse. So let's see. All right. He's going. This is his commentary. Okay. All right. We're on Revelation 3 and 10. He doesn't really break that down. I remember going into that. Just keep going. Keep going. Okay. Let's see. 15. Here we go. One more. 15. That's not what we want. 16. Okay. And he causes everyone, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand or forehead. Now, let's go. Let's go down. Let's see. It says, now in France, they have developed and have already marketed a smart card. A smart card, which the word smart actually goes into painful. A smart card looks much like your Visa card or MasterCharge, with the exception that the smart card has implanted in it a little computer chip that keeps track of your account. And if you try to use that card and you are above your limit, it just won't work. Your card knows just what your limits are. It keeps a constant monitoring of your account, and you can't go over your limits with this smart card, right? Matter of fact, let's see if we can let's make the screen bigger. Okay, there we go. Now let's keep reading. Watch this. Okay, let's see. Now, the Bank of America and Citibank of New York are extremely interested in looking into smart cards, and they are thinking about the same thing for your use for Visa and MasterCard. We have that right now. In fact, there is an article today's paper on that. It was blah, 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 blah. Let's jump down. Now, there is, of course, already talk about the implanting of computer chips under the skin of a person's hand for a positive identification. You see, right here, it is the same kind of thing as a smart card. It will be the same kind of computer chip implanted under the skin of your hand, and it would do the same thing. It would keep track of your account so you could never overdraw. It could replace money completely. See that? It could replace money completely. This is a complete cut, and it's even in the commentary. Okay? It says the computers could keep the whole accounting. The chip would establish your limits, and you would do all your buying and selling with the mark that is in your right hand. Wow. 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 And I'm going to close the case on that one. All right. So I just wanted to go into a few things. I've ran across a couple, Israelite brothers that teach other things. And in my travels, when I went into the image of what he believed, and as my personal testimony, a lying lips are an abomination to Yahweh Bashem El Shai, I have no reason to lie. When I first went into it, it said first beast. Now when I go into it, it's not there. But when I went into Mark, through the Spirit, the Wadi Bashem El Shai, those are still there. The word mark goes into an imprinted mark. Then when you go into etymology, it goes into what you would know as basically a stabbing instrument, which they use a palisade, which is a long pointed metal object, which they have today as a needle. That's what John saw. Then we went to Revelations 3 and 10, and it said through the idea of piercing, you cannot have anything pierced in your body without a needle. And right here, even in the commentary, it says the chip would establish your limits, and you would do all your buying and selling with the mark that is in your right hand. So, in closing, I just wanted to do a lesson on it. This is our understanding. This is what we came across when it comes to our understanding of this prophecy, which nobody else is speaking about this prophecy. Why people are not speaking about this prophecy? You have to speak about this, okay? And I'm going to close it with this brother's precept. 1 Thessalonians 5 and 21, prove all things, hold fast that which is good. So this is what we did through the Spirit. We proved it, okay? That is what's good. Hey, so these lessons are for those that believe and not to the unbelievers. Lord's will, you brothers and few sisters were edified through the Spirit as I was. And I just want to say, call halal, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai B'Ha Rachak Kodash. With that being said, Shalom.